Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Amina, and today we are discussing and talking all things time management, more specifically a really cool, quite divisive tool called time blocking. Now, I've read quite a few articles recently about Elon Musk using time blocking and also Bill Gates using time blocking as a tool to manage their time more effectively. Now, let's just look over the fact that they're both billionaires and have plenty of money to spend on personal assistants and people that can actually plan their time for them and manage their time. So let's just look beyond that little part. But actually the tool that they both use to manage their time, kind of balance all of their different things that they have to do during the day, is using time blocking. And this is a method of utilizing 5-minute blocks of time to plan every little detail of your day. Now, this may seem quite cumbersome, and yes it is, but oh, does it change your productivity, and oh, does it make you more focused and a lot better at deciding what to do and minimizing time for procrastination. If you want to hear more about this and you want to see more from me, then don't forget to press the subscribe button. I post every Wednesday and every Sunday, so do click on the button somewhere, wherever it is, to see more from me about this kind of topic. So what is time blocking? I've just mentioned that it's a tool to block out every single minute of your day. And what it does is it really minimizes any free time by ensuring that every minute of your day is blocked up with what it is that you need to do. Now, this is a key misconception that this only refers to tasks to do with work, but actually it's everything that you have to do today. So it might be having lunch, it might be having a meeting with a friend, it might be going out for brunch, it might be going for a jog. Whatever it is that you plan to do that day needs to be blocked out using a time blocking method. And this is quite cool because it helps you bypass the Parkinson's law. And I've talked about the Parkinson's law in a previous video, where the task that has been allocated expands to fill that space of time that you've given it. So if you give a task 1 hour, it will take you an hour, even if it only takes 5 minutes. So by time blocking and thinking about how long it will take for a task, you only allow yourself a allocated amount of time to complete that task, and thus you're bypassing the desire, or what normally happens when you end up just kind of procrastinating and kind of getting out of hand with what it is that you want to do. Another really good thing about time blocking is that it means that you are reducing the options out there and available options out there for you. So you're not sitting there thinking, right, what should I do today? Should I do this, or should I do that, or should I do that? And you're thinking and you're kind of pondering, and you end up wasting time. By time blocking, you have pre-selected the things that you need to do, and you've pre-selected how long it will take you. And so you're really leaving no room for options or no room for sort of trying to figure things out in that particular moment, when actually that is prime time to get things done. So time blocking helps twofold. One, it helps you increase productivity because naturally you've planned out your day, and so you can just get things done using that kind of schedule. And secondly, it helps you increase your concentration because you're not thinking about other things, you're not thinking about what else can I do, you're not thinking about the alternative actions, you're just thinking, right, this is what I need to do, I'm gonna get it done. And so you're increasing both concentration and productivity. So it's a win-win all around, but it isn't easy. So how are we going to do this time blocking thing? Well, you can obviously use, there's a number of apps that you can use, and I'll leave a link for one down below that I have used. But honestly, I just find the traditional pen and paper, or an iPad and something quite simple to kind of scribble on, the best method. And what you want to do is break down your time into whatever kind of increment of time you find most useful. Now, you don't want to break it down into 30 minutes because that means that the minimum task that you'll need to do is a 30-minute task. Let's have a think. If I wanted to take a little break, I don't necessarily need 30 minutes. So think about the minimum amount of time that you want to take breaks, or that you want to kind of have. I think either 5 minutes or 10 minutes is a good kind of increment to jump in. Elon Musk and Bill Gates use 5 minutes, so it really helps break down their day into really short increments of time. But definitely, I think I'd probably stick to 10 to 15 minutes if I was going to do it myself. So step one is to decide on your increments, and then to obviously set up a schedule for yourself. So start from what time you want to wake up in the morning. So if it's 7 o'clock, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock, and you literally keep on going until the end of the day. And then from there, step number 2 is to now allocate time to each task. So let's say I have a meeting meeting and it's for 1 hour, that will block off 4 of those 5-minute blocks, and I can just like color that in and say, right, this is the meeting. Let's say I want to now take a break after that meeting. Let's just take 15 minutes to go and grab a drink, grab something to eat. That will be the break time, and then move on to something else. So every single moment of your day is allocated for, and not just allocated for, but thought about sort of how long could it take to complete this task. And then for step 3, you can also add a bit of like extra space. So what you could do is you could say, right, after this meeting, I might want to like write up some notes, or I might want to just kind of catch up with a friend or my colleague. So you can leave that like the next 15 minutes free, just to allow yourself that kind of buffer time, so you're not jumping from that meeting to another task, which is unrealistic. So just really kind of sit down and think about how it's going to work for you. Like after the meeting, what's a natural thing to do? Is it to jump into another meeting? Probably not. It's probably to take a little break and have a little chit chat or go on your phone. So allocate for that time as well. So how can you make the most of time blocking? I've told you guys how to do it. I've told you why it's good. How can you actually make the most of it? Firstly, make sure that you are actually taking time to plan your day accordingly. So this can take you like, 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, or a couple of minutes the night before. I probably do it the night before so I can wake up and just like get into it. Giving yourself time to actually plan. And it may seem like it's time wasted, but actually it's time gained, because that 10 minutes you spend planning your time blocking day will save you sort of 2 to 3 hours in the actual day. So it's definitely time gained, not time wasted. The second thing is to really be honest with yourself about how long tasks actually take. And I mentioned it in just previously, saying think about how long it will take you, but really think about how long it actually would take if you put your head down and you wanted to get on with it. If I wanted to like plan a video, I don't need an hour to plan a video. I can plan a video in 10 to 15 minutes. So there's no need for me to allocate an hour, because I would just spend an hour planning that video when I didn't need to. So just be really realistic with yourself. How long does it take to plan something? How long does it take to get something done? And allocate that time honestly for that task. Make sure that you're not over optimistic. If you know that you've never written an essay in 1 hour, don't give yourself an hour to do it, because you won't get it done and you'll feel like you failed, and then your whole day is ruined. So you want to make sure that you're allocating enough time that you can successfully complete the task, but not too much time where you are wasting time just to fill that time. Another thing to do is to break down tasks. So if you have a really large task, so if I know that I need to spend 2 hours doing something, don't just block out 2 hours. Kind of try to break it down into sort of smaller tasks. The first 15 minutes, I would say I would spend that looking for literature, the next 15 minutes planning, the next 15 minutes XYZ. So even though it's a 2-hour task, I haven't just like colored in 2 hours. I've separated each 15 minutes to show and kind of tell myself what I expect to be at a certain time. And that's the key thing. Otherwise, what will happen is 2 hours will pass, you'll still be collecting your research, and you haven't completed what it is that you wanted to complete. So really try to break it down into how long you think each sub part will take you as well. And then number 4 is a question that I've heard before, and something that I've had to like adapt quite a bit, is for work that may be reactive. So that means that not everything, and we all experience this, not everything that happens during the day is accounted for it previously. So I might have a meeting, and then all of a sudden something's happened at work, or all of a sudden, priority has changed and you no longer need to do X, you now need to do Y. What happens then? Things don't just go up into the air when that happens. You now need to think about trying to rearrange your schedule a bit. So you might have to do a couple of minutes in that moment of just changing up the schedule on the right hand side, or like nearby your original schedule, and just kind of reallocating that time to what it is that you now have to do. Or what you can do is you can plan reactive tasks in advance. In a way, plan for this situation. So what I would probably do in this case is I wouldn't just plan out my whole day full of meetings. I'd probably leave like half an hour here in the morning, half an hour in the early afternoon, half an hour late afternoon, or something like that, where it's empty and I'm not compromising on work, I'm not compromising on relaxation, lunch, anything like that, but I have given myself like buffer time where I can kind of quickly do something else if the need be. And I find this really useful. However, a key thing is that it's up to you how much you want to do this, but I find this very useful when I have a particularly busy day and I want to get things done. I do not time block every single day. Firstly, I'm a mother. Things don't work in time blocking bits. Like I can't say like, this is the time that he's gonna go to sleep, this is the time that I'm gonna wake, like it doesn't work like that. So firstly, I can't really work like that generally, but on my days when I do have the whole day to myself and when I can kind of plan for myself, I would use it on one of those days where I just want to get stuff done. And so I think it's important to have different tools that you use based on sort of what the task is and what kind of day you have coming up. I think think if I were to time block every single day, I do think that I would find it quite challenging, and I don't think it'd be necessarily that productive for me. Like I said, think about what it is that you have to do today. If you just have like multiple tasks and you just want to get through your to-do list and you just need like a bit of structure today, this is really, really, really useful for you. Just kind of planning out every section individually, including breaks, including lunch, including meetings, including like chatting. Everything is accounted for you from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep. It really works. As bitty and technical as it is, it really does work. Let me know if you have tried time blocking before. I would say try it tomorrow. Maybe try it for like the morning rather than the whole day, because I think it is quite intimidating, quite overwhelming to follow a schedule like we're in school. But try it for like maybe the morning and see how it goes, and see whether you actually abide by your timings and whether you actually get more done than you might have otherwise. It does require a bit of discipline, because obviously no one's going to stop you from continuing to watch Netflix if you want to, but it does require you to kind of have discipline and focus, and in the end you will be able to kind of allocate your time better and get more done, essentially. So let me know if you enjoyed this video, and love to hear from you. I'd love to hear sort of if you've used time blocking before and any other techniques that you think are useful for time management and organization, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.